Hi, and welcome to another episode of Proffitt's Resurrection Land Cruisers TV. Man, there's a lot going on here today, and you'll see that, but we want to get around the shop and talk to everybody, and then we want to feature this super cool Factory Soft Top FJ40 Stage 2 restoration. Stay tuned. How do you know when a project is almost done? Things start to go wrong. This isn't supposed to look like this.
Nope.
Spades? Please tell me those aren't our spades.
Dude, this is his speaker wiring. I'm just putting it back.
You're on camera.
I'm just putting it back.
I said stop it. You're on camera.
I'm putting it back. It's the way it was. I would never do this.
What's really wrong with those spades?
Not a damn thing.
Except for they're not shrunk.
Oh, they will be. When I'm done, they will be.
Yeah, but they put them together and didn't shrink it?
Well, no, I'm having to redo what they did because it was horrible. So I'm putting it back the way they did it.
But better.
But better. Only not full on soldered together.
This was on a test drive, so this is why we try to shake stuff down. This was Cummins R2.8 conversion in this BJ73. Test drive, a couple 100 miles. On the first test drive, 40 miles in, steam starts coming out of the defrost vents. So most of you guys are going, heater core, and you're right. Heater core explodes. So he's coming Thursday to get it. Luckily, we have a good assortment of parts around.
You get to take the whole damn dashboard apart to change the heater core. It's fun.
Yeah, thank you, Toyota, for that.
And every manufacturer of cars.
Yeah. They don't go out that often.
No, they don't. But you're never going to find a mechanic that's like, ooh, let me change the heater core. ooh, I want that. No.
Truck's needed a heater core for 3 years and I haven't done it yet.
What's it doing?
Oh, it's leaking and you can smell it and taste it.
But just like a tiny little seep?
Yeah, not enough to do it just yet. You gotta pull the whole dash out.
Yeah, so. Antifreeze is like that. You can taste it like it's a little bit of tang on the tongue, huh? Mm-hmm. Does it fog up your window in the winter?
No.
So it's just.
It doesn't work well enough to do that.
What truck?
2002 Cummins.
Dodge.
Yep, Dodge.
Well, I would say something negative about that, except for we have a Dodge and the heater core in this thing just went out.
Yep.
Anyway, well, it's going to be ready for another test drive. Let's cross our fingers tonight. No more heater core blowing. No problems. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
407's the big one.
What about the 609? Thought about using the 609?
Nah.
Or you can use the 407 or the 609? Personally, I prefer the 609.
Dangle the dangle. I can't even think. I got too much stuff going on in my head.
We should leave them alone. Anytime the Kanbans come out,
I got
serious
scared
business.
because we got an updated Kanban and it was like the first page and was missing a bunch of stuff. So I got scared. I had to go and ask Jason for more papers.
Yeah.
To make sure we didn't have a boo-boo.
You know, a Kanban boo-boo?
Yeah.
So,
boo-boo.
Let's leave these guys alone. Kanbans are our signals to order parts. So, actually, those things are probably worth quite a bit of money. Because if you wanted to do a Cummins R2.8 swap, or an LS3, or an Old Man Emu lift, or Dakota Digital Gauges, or any one of our menu items, all of the part numbers are right there, Toyota and aftermarket stuff, so it makes it easier to get stuff. They're supposed to go through and mark off what they need and don't need, and it's probably the most one of the most tedious things those guys do. So let's sneak away. You know, we love these cars. In fact, we love all vehicles, and so every once in a while we see something that just shouldn't have been done, and that's why we like to say, stop it. Stop it! This is the kind of stop it that's controversial because this is just Jeremiah style, right? Like some people might love this and 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 this all being painted black. Some people might love that. But Jeremiah's crazy, they say. He should, look at this. Even that. They drilled the spot welds out of this, painted it black, and then bolted it back on. That's a lot of work for that. So they were going for it. At least they went for it. They committed and they went for it. But it doesn't make sense to me. Stuff's not supposed to be black. I bet. Oh, at least they kept this white. 25 points for that.
It's on correctly.
Yeah. But it is on correctly, but it's also on with something else that I will commit to a stop it. Even if the black parts are a soft stop it, and I understand that some people might want to do that, so no offense. Here is a legit stop it. See this? This is a stainless steel bolt. Stainless steel bolts are bad.
Why?
Everybody thinks that stainless steel is a great idea because stainless steel doesn't stain. No, they think it doesn't rust. But it's true, stainless steel doesn't rust, but what it does do is, because it's a different metal, it causes corrosion on the surrounding metals. This isn't doing it yet, but I guarantee you I could find some examples out in the yard where the stainless steel bolt is causing the piece behind it to rust. Stainless steel bolts are a bad, oh here, right here. All we have to do is just follow my finger, follow it, right there. This stainless steel bolt is causing rust to come out on the bracket behind it. It's not happening up here yet because this is probably a better quality paint than the frame. Maybe they just spray painted the frame, I don't know. But stainless steel always causes rust on the surfaces around, and so that's why I don't like stainless steel bolts. This is that 66 FJ40 original owner that we're sort of modernizing. We got rid of the rust, just a little bit of body refinish, keeping all the original patina, 2F, 4-speed, disc brakes, shackle reversal, upgraded audio, bucket seats like I showed you on the last one that we featured, or maybe wherever that comes in the episode. It's a surprise and I just spoiled it, not sure. Anyway, it's just about done and I'm dying to drive this vehicle. We actually changed the whole configuration of this dash to accommodate the retro stereo and the controls for the vintage Gen 4 AC. We did have to get rid of the 4-wheel drive shifter to make room for all of that, but it still looks pretty stock and actually fits together really nicely for an old series dash like this. You heard me talk in the feature, or maybe you will hear me talk in the feature, depending upon where we put the feature, about this floor coating that we use. This isn't our job. This is a restoration that somebody else kind of messed up, so we're fixing parts of it, but this is the same product we use. It's a commercial 2-part polyurea spray liner. And one of the things I cannot stand is when people do the DIY stuff in here. It just looks like oatmeal, usually black, horrible, lumpy oatmeal. This is a professionally applied product, and that's what you should do if you're thinking about restoring a Land Cruiser, is at least get a professionally applied product. But we had to replace the rear sill because they didn't. This stuff on top of anything is almost unremovable, so we replaced the rear sill, and those guys down at Line-X patched just this section in, and it actually looks really good. Now we also spray this same stuff in-house, not Line-X, but basically the same stuff. We just don't have a high pressure machine like this, so we're not able to duplicate this texture exactly. So off to Line-X it went, and it looks good. So when they restored this, that is actually pretty cool. They hot dip galvanized the frame. So that's better than powder coating in a way because it's actually submersed in the liquid, and so it gets into all the nooks and crannies that powder coating doesn't. When we do a hot dip galvanized frame, then we powder coat it after that, so it's not this galvanized gray color, but it does at least look galvanized, which is cool. The frame won't rust. If the galvanizers did a good job, this frame is going to be well protected. I know you've heard me say it a couple of times before that we weren't going to do any more stage 2 restorations, and that's because we weren't. But we decided to go ahead and honor this request because it's a very special Land Cruiser. The owner of this vehicle was partially through restoring it when he passed, and his wife and daughter wanted to carry on with the build in his memory. That's a worthy cause, and that's why this Land Cruiser exists and is this nice today. So I said this Land Cruiser was a factory soft top. I'll show you what's unique about factory soft top FJ40s. First of all, it's this cloth door. Pretty old school, even the way you open it is old school. These don't click shut like a door from even this same year a Land Cruiser would if it was a hard top. Old school door, no door panel obviously, and also a pretty primitive but very cool method of rolling the window down. I guess, I don't even know if I'd call that rolling the window down, sort of sliding the window down. and a non-functioning vent wing looking window. These doors are super hard to find. They're kind of cumbersome to restore. Not a lot of them out there, but this rig had them, and so of course it made sense to do that. So another dead giveaway that this is indeed a factory soft top is the existence of this one-piece fold-down tailgate. These were only on soft top Land Cruisers, although they are available as a replica. This is actually the real original factory soft top tailgate, which are usually totally rusted out on the bottom, and this one was too. And then all of this bow system in here is the original factory soft top bow system. You will notice that we modified the bottom of the original bow system to sit on top of our speaker mount because there's really no other place to put speakers in an FJ40. So I get this question all the time, where do you guys get your factory soft tops? The answer is, normally we make the bow kit using the factory soft top replica kit from Real Steel Cruiser Parts, and then we just have our local canvas shop make the soft top. That's not the case with this one though. I don't know where this came from. It actually came in the box. It was one of the pieces that the original owner had bought, and so I don't know where he got it. But we did match this exact material for the doors, which weren't there when we got the restoration. So anyway, don't know where these came from. Normally, we custom make them. Being a stage 2 restoration, and especially on a vehicle that had already been partially restored, we weren't able to completely restore the drivetrain. But we did have the body off of this Land Cruiser, so we were able to restore the inside of the fenders, the underside of the hood, and of course the firewall, as well as the underside of the body. Please don't pay attention to the Weber carburetor. Not one of our staples, something that we only are letting go on this engine because it, well, runs pretty good. I know it's a popular carburetor swap, but I hate the fact that it doesn't use the Toyota air cleaner assembly, and also these things are kind of tricky to work on. Alterations from stock on this Land Cruiser are the 2.5-inch lift and also the addition of 40 series power steering. The inside of this Land Cruiser is nearly completely stock. All we've added is a retro stereo and our standard FJ40 speaker mounts in back. One thing I want to talk about is our use of 2-part polyurethane spray liner on the interior and underside of our Land Cruiser restorations. I know that it's not exactly a stock finish, but even on all but the very most stock vehicles, we use this product. The reason we use it is because it is extremely durable. You really don't even need floor mats. You're not going to damage this with sand or dirt and your feet scuffing it up. And in addition to that, it's great at corrosion resistance, and it really protects the sheet metal that we spent so much time fixing. So you'll see this 2-part polyurethane spray liner in body color on almost all of our restorations. So the last thing I want to talk about this FJ40 are the seats. Those of you who know FJ40s really well have probably noticed that these aren't the original seats for this vehicle. It's a 72, and so in 1972, they would have had a factory bench seat in the front, the split bench, and then the longer jump seats in the rear. First year of the bucket seats was 1973. First year of the narrow jump seats was 1974. But this is really the best seating configuration in an FJ40. And so we do a lot of restorations where we retrofit the newer 40 bucket seats and newer jump seats in the back because they fit so nicely with this Toyota roll bar, which also wasn't available in 1972. So essentially this is about the same as a 75 and newer FJ40 on the inside. We've modified the floor to accept all of the original seat mounts just like a newer tub would do, as well as the roll bar and the rear jump seats. And it really does add a lot of drivability, sort of comfort to these restorations. I just wish we had more of these. If you've got some of these for sale, and some of these for sale, call me. Now that I think about it, it's so hard to find front and rear seats in good condition. These are actually aftermarket rear jump seats from Icon. They're a pretty good representation of the original seat. So thanks to them for making them. One more thing that the later FJ40 roll bar allows is for us to add the safety of 3-point retractable seat belts. So what did we learn on this project?
3F and 3FE heads are different.
Probably, you poked yourself.
I did.
Probably somebody's gonna say, I knew that.
Probably, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And I do now.
How often do we work on 3Fs?
This is the second one I've seen.
Yeah, not very often. So
No, third.
Yeah? Well,
The one you owned.
Yeah, it's all 3 of the 3Fs. Now you can move on to the 4Fs.
Yeah.
So 3FEs were the US. They started in '88 in the US, and they were all E's, meaning electronic fuel injection. But 3Fs actually started, you know when? Because I do.
I don't.
1985.
Oh, wow.
So in 1985, in Australia, South America, the gas petrol engines were 3Fs, and they kept the 2F here until all the way up until 1987. So it's a smaller engine, right? 4 liter.
The 3FE is smaller.
Yeah. I wonder why they switched to the 3F in other places and went the 2F here.
I don't know, but 3FE puts out more torque.
It does. I wonder if the 3F, I bet the 3F puts out more torque too.
I bet it does.
Anyway, so we're getting rid of we're adding an E to this 3F, right?
We have added an E.
We added the E. So this customer wanted fuel injection. We could have done aftermarket fuel injection, but that's silly when you could use Toyota engineering. So Eddie put the E in the 3FE.
Oh yeah, so this is his third summer here. So DJ had it the first summer, I had it last summer, and then I'll have it again this summer. But the issue is we kept bringing it back to college, and this was our countertop. So we would cook all of our food on here. Like I would make pizza dough on this. We would cut pretty much everything and prepare all of our meals on top of this. So at least the past 2 years, there was a ton of incentive to keep the top of this box as clean as humanly possible. But
Did you ever use the vise to like hold like
Nutcracker.
like a carrot? No, it's a nutcracker.
used it as a nutcracker like once or twice, but we crushed brown sugar with it. Like if brown sugar got
What about garlic? What about garlic?
No, we just got like one of the big cans of pre-minced garlic.
It's a shortcut. You guys, you
Yeah, I
get
know.
knives in this drawer, plates.
Oh, no, we still had tools in the like half my tools. They were just sitting in there because then people would come over. And they'd be like, hey, the door closer on my door, like our neighbors came over, they're like, our door closer isn't working, can we borrow a 14 millimeter? I'm like, sure.
Didn't somebody complain about you guys rolling toolboxes around on the
Yeah.
because you're upstairs?
That was last year, that was on the 3rd floor. Well, what it was is one of the RAs was like, we got a complaint from someone saying there's a guy rolling a toolbox through the parking lot and into the elevator. I got the call and I was like, oh, yep, that's Sean. So they already knew. They didn't care. It's just they just found it funny that they ended up getting a call. But so that's the legacy of the box.
Thanks again for watching this episode of Proffitt's Resurrection Land Cruisers TV. As always, you can look at all of our content on YouTube. There's 73 other episodes, all worth watching. Then, if you're not tired of us by then, go to Instagram. We're at Pro Cruiser, Resurrection Land Cruisers on Facebook, and ResurrectionLandCruisers.com on the internet. How do I end? Thanks for watching. Hey, welcome to another episode of Proffitt's Resurrection TV. We're trying to get through this so we can get in between noises DJ's gonna make. That wasn't very good. That wouldn't be a good rap.
That was actually pretty good.
All right.
All right, ready? And
He should put his finger over his shoulder. Now he has a paintbrush in his hand. If I poke him with a paintbrush in his hand,
Doing stupid shit. See ya.
he's touching up.
No, that's not our.
We talked about.
Nothing to see here.
We talked.
Don't worry about the mess ups.
We talked about this car in the last episode. What's Casey doing? Huh?